In this Meditation Essentials episode or series, I would like to speak a little bit about longer meditation. Now, everything in this world is relative. So what's longer meditation for you may be relatively shorter for someone else or very long for someone else. A beginning meditator may struggle to go 5 or 10 minutes sitting still and finding something, following a particular technique of meditation, where a more seasoned meditator may go happily for a half hour to an hour. Serious yogis may meditate many hours, and for them, a long meditation might be going for days. So it's relative to where we are. And I'm not speaking of the most advanced levels because people in that place wouldn't need this kind of video or the kind of instruction that I could offer. They would have their own, or they would understand it intuitively already based on their own experience. But for those who are working into the meditation process and the meditation practice, it's helpful every once in a while to do a longer meditation. Longer could just simply be some multiple of whatever you're doing already. So say you're meditating a half hour at a time, it might be meditating for 1 to 2 hours. Something that doubles or quadruples whatever you're kind of accustomed to doing. Enough that you get a stretch. Enough that it sort of works the muscles of meditation, you could say. This is the same principle that you might use in some sort of physical training, like running or weightlifting. You might want to, every once in a while, just do a bunch more in such a way that you get out to the limit, or you even get kind of beyond the comfortable limit of what you've ever done before, in such a way that the daily practice then becomes easier and deeper. So having said that, let me rewind a little bit and say that in any meditation, be it short, be it long, be it regular, be it irregular, it's really, really important to have depth and intensity of effort first, and then slowly lengthen this out. It reminds me of a saying that I was given when I was early in my training in the construction trades. I worked as a carpenter, a laborer sort of initially, and then I worked my way into being a carpenter and gradually contractor and builder. But in those early days, I remember someone saying, first learn to do it well, learn to do it correctly, then learn to do it quickly. And you could sort of extrapolate that here in the meditation world by saying, first learn to put your heart into it. First learn to go deep with real feeling, with real intensity. Then learn to carry that intensity through a longer meditation. Because having shallow length is not nearly as effective or as helpful as having profound depth, even if it's relatively shorter in the amount of time. Of course, having both together, having real profound depth and a long time to explore that and deepen it, is the best of all. But we have to sort of work our way into that gradually. So I'll just make a couple of points. The first is, when you're going into a longer meditation, have some kind of plan. Have some kind of strategy or structure the time so that it has a certain sequencing, a certain flow to it. This is not an absolute. It reminds me of the many long plane flights I've taken, some of them upwards of 12 hours, some of them as long as 16 hours in one flight. That's a long, long time to be stuck in an airplane. And when you're going into a flight like that, it helps to have a plan in mind. Okay, first I want to do this. Schedule the time. And you may throw it out the window later on as the energy shifts, as the needs or the opportunities differ as time goes by. But same thing in the meditation. Have something in mind, some structure. First, I want to do this, roughly this long, roughly this many, whatever, however your practice goes. And then later on, if, as the energy shifts in the meditation, you may modify that or discard it altogether. But at least having that to begin with is a good place to start, because then your practice stays occupied. Your mind doesn't just automatically start wandering off. There is a plan, there is a structure. We go into it with that. Whether we stay with it the whole time or not is another question. You don't have to be extremely rigid with that. In fact, a certain amount of relaxation is critical. In fact, that's really the next point. That going into a long meditation, relaxation and intensity. In fact, you could even put that together and say relaxed intensity is critical, because strained intensity isn't going to get it done in meditation. Meditation requires perfect relaxation, or at least deep relaxation. Physical relaxation, relax the face, relax the neck, relax the shoulders, really the entire body. Erect spine, but comfortably erect. Chest up. So posture is very important. But that relaxation also has to extend into the mind. It has to extend into the heart. It has to extend into the future and the past, relaxing away from both of those. Dive deeper and deeper into this moment, into this breath, this prayer, this gust of whatever it may be, whatever the practice it is that you're doing. Dive into that particular moment. And you'll find that you can then make good use of a longer meditation. As with any meditation, never finish the meditation. Never finish the time that you have with techniques. Always allow at least a quarter to even up to a third of the overall time to just absorb, to just commune, to just feel the blessings that the practice has awakened. This is similar to the image given to us of, you spend all this time preparing a meal. You don't set the table, serve the food, and then run out the door. You enjoy the food, you talk, you laugh, there's this assimilation process that has to come. So take the time at the end of the meditation to absorb that, and then if you feel to, share that with others in the form of healing prayers or other prayers for other people, just as a way of affirming that this grace that has come to me, this energy that has blessed my life as peace, as love, as whatever, that blessing is now moving on to other people, because that's our best way of knowing that we have that blessing, is that we're always giving it away to other people. In these ways, we can make good use of a longer meditation, and it can become a more regular part of our meditation practice. Namaste.